Welcome to 91.9 Public Affairs and APSU-TV. I'm Micah Terrell. A familiar face is now at the helm of Austin Peay's athletics department. Jordan Harmon was recently named the new leader of Austin Peay's athletics by President Licari a few days ago, and now it's a great deal. He was the interim director, and now he's officially taken the reins. Jordan, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So you have the unique position of being a Gov alum in multiple stages, right? You were an undergrad and Gov student athlete, then master's, and now you got to be in the admin and see how things work. And now you're the head of the athletics department. So talk about how that experience helped you with this new role. Well, not necessarily new role, but officially.
I think just being able to see every single aspect of, the student athlete experience, the departmental experience, the entire university, right? It gives you the ability to make decisions on what is best for the department in Austin Peay. Because you were a student athlete here once, you took classes here and understood what faculty are trying to accomplish. And you see the holistic approach versus somewhere you may not have been before. You don't fully understand everything. So just being really able to understand and recognize every little intricacy that makes Austin Peay Austin Peay.
Right, and that empathy too, right? You've been through the tough times, you've seen the challenges and the other thing that student athletes face, right?
Yeah, and this place is really special. I was the first person in my family to go to college. I met my wife because of Austin Peay, career because of Austin Peay. The people that stood next to me on my wedding day were because of Austin Peay. So now I'm in a position to give back and pour into a place that gave me so much. And that's really what's so special about it.
And it's really cool, like you mentioned, to have your family here, so you didn't have to move your young one and you and your wife around. What's that like, have some stability there?
Oh, I mean, it's fantastic just to have the opportunity to be where we believe home is. But it's just such a family atmosphere. That's what makes it really special, right? My wife and I joke all the time that we have 376 children, and my daughter has 375 brothers and sisters. And that's what makes Austin Peay special.
That's really cool, to look at it that way. And it's always cool. You always see somebody right? You're always like,
Absolutely.
Hey, wave to people when you walk across campus, right? It's like, hey, I know you.
Yep.
You were with me, So it's a great community for
Absolutely.
sure. Now, you've been part of some big firsts, too, in your role in the athletics department as well. So in 2024, you had the dual role of Deputy Director of Athletics and the Chief Revenue Officer. And then in the middle of the pandemic, you were able to help with a fundraising goal that was awesome, nearly $3 million in 2020. And that's in the middle of, again, when everybody's, dealing with COVID. So what was that like, being able to do all those great firsts in your roles in athletics?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I'm surrounded constantly by a lot of really great people. None of those are possible without a whole lot of people that helped make that possible, right? But to be able to, again, look at things not necessarily maybe as the first or the best or the only, which is something we strive for, but just an opportunity to make Austin Peay even better than it already is. So it was really special to say, wow, we've raised this to support our Austin Peay student athletes, or we've navigated this to grow the athletics department or the university. That's what's been really special about it.
And it's very special, too. We've got a big anniversary coming up next year, right? The big 100 for Austin Peay. So what are you thinking about? You don't have to give any secret stuff away, but are you thinking about some big stuff for the next year as well?
Absolutely. I think partnering, with the university as a whole, especially Chris Phillips and his team and AEP, in celebrating not only the past, but the present and the future of Austin Peay, and looking how athletics can be a really good face and bridge in order to connect all three of those. I think it's a unique situation and time where we get to celebrate a whole lot of good that's happened, also in a time that feels very unprecedented with the levels of success we're having. So combining those, capitalizing on those, and celebrating just an incredible university over 100 years it's going to be pretty fun. We've got some things planned.
We're excited. We can't wait to see you. You're going to have some fun stuff. Now, if you're just tuning in and joining us, I'm Micah Terrell with APSU's 91.9 Public Affairs and also Austin Peay's APSU-TV. And I'm speaking with Jordan Harmon. He's the newly named official athletics director here at Austin Peay. And so you have some big things coming for the big 100th anniversary, which is awesome. And we have some great successes we're celebrating right now, right, with the women's lacrosse and also the club hockey. So we've seen some really cool things there. Any new other things on the horizon to be added into the athletics fold?
I think from a new standpoint, probably not. I think we're really happy with the programs that we have in place right now. But just new levels of success is really what we're looking for. One of the best football years we've had in a long time was, or not in a long time, of recent was this year. Basketball just won their first ever ASUN championship. Lacrosse, obviously, starting their inaugural season. Baseball looking to win their third straight championship. There's just levels of success that are a bit new to Austin Peay and something we're really excited to celebrate.
And it's really exciting too. How do you feel ASUN is working for us? As I know when we first transitioned, it was kind of like, "Ooh, this is new and it's kind of different." How are things? But how do you think the adjustment's going for everybody?
Yeah, I think great. We're putting our student athletes in a position to be in a really competitive environment and go to a lot of really good schools that are great at a multitude of things. Putting our university in cities and areas where we recruit and helping drive enrollment and growth in that way. So I think the ASUN and the UAC really make a lot of sense for everything, not only athletics is trying to do, but the university as a whole.
Yeah, and as far as supporting student athletes, we've seen the total gov concept really kind of really establishing itself. How well do you think it's working, and what areas of growth and improvement would you like to add to it?
Yeah, I think candidly it's working extremely well, and a big thank you to my predecessor, Gerald Harrison, who kind of enacted the Total Gov concept, and we're continuing to grow it. But last semester we set a fall GPA record at a 3.47 as an athletics department. Incredible. Over 7,000 community service hours this year so far. And that's incredible. And again, success on the field. So we say it a lot. We are graded on how we do our jobs in the 4 years our student athletes are here, but also the 5 and 10 years after and who our student athletes become. We don't want to just have great student athletes. We want to develop great spouses, great parents, great leaders, and great members of society. And I believe, even with some sitting in this room right now, that we've got some success and some things we're really excited about and who our people are becoming.
And that's what I was just going to bring up. We have several helpers y'all can't see who are making sure this production is amazing. And so, so we have a lot of them going on to doing production and other teaching. We see a lot of professors who are used to be student athletes too. So what does that make you feel like to see those successes happen?
Just prideful, right? It's very humbling and it's exciting just to see the opportunities that Austin Peay is providing for their students and their student athletes. Regardless of how good someone is as a prospective athlete, at some point their careers are going to come to an end. I hope that's a long time for all of them. But when it does, what are those next steps and what does that look like? And Austin Peay's job is not only to prepare them to be successful on the field, court, track, what have you, but it's to be great people of the community. And I think we see that day in and day out, and that's just something we're really proud of. Yeah,
and we'll talk more about that community stuff in just a second, which is so important. If you're just tuning in, I'm Micah Terrell with APSU-TV and 91.9 Public Affairs. I'm speaking with Jordan Harmon. He's our APSU Athletics Director, just newly named in that position just a few days ago. So you talk about community growth and how important it is for student athletes to do that as part of their community, service and helping them to grow to not just be, one-dimensional, but helps them become the true gov. So talk a little bit more about how you've already done some great community service with these student athletes.
Yeah, we get involved in a lot of different aspects of the community that's important just to help grow Clarksville, Montgomery County. I say all the time, we can't just say we're Clarksville's hometown team. We have to be Clarksville's hometown team. So we go to elementary, middle school, high schools and mix and mingle with the students there. We go and help with Loaves and Fishes, Manna Cafe, YAPAC, what have you. We helped with Clarksville's Feeds the World, Turkeys for Troops. We're heavily involved with Fort Campbell because none of this is possible without the community. They're the ones that show up and support our student athletes. They're the ones that donate and invest, and they're the ones that care. So it can't just be a one-way street. We want to pour back into them as well.
Definitely do, because they're such a big part of things. Now, what do you think has been the most amazing thing you've seen happen out of that community service? What do you think's like those heartwarming, emotional moments? You're like, oh wow, that we're teaming up with these groups, this happened.
I think seeing some of the reactions, especially some of the kids that were doing community service with, it just makes their day. It lights up their world. They look at our student athletes like celebrities. And that's really special. That's really cool because our student athletes deserve that, but the community deserves that as well. Additionally, what's really neat to me is because of some of our community service, we've gotten student athletes plugged in to the community at the next level, right? They're ambassadors. They're on committees or boards. They're getting careers and jobs here in Clarksville, Montgomery County, all because of a relationship they built at Turkeys for Troops, what have you, right? So seeing the lasting relationships because someone was doing something out of the kindness of their heart that's pretty special.
And that's being a gov, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
It's all about being a gov.
Yeah. So we've talked about again kind of the cool things with community. What do you think overall in your again official now role, but things you could include, I guess, as your interim time too as athletics director? What do you think was one of the biggest lessons you've learned so far?
That's a really good question. I think the biggest lesson is recognizing that you're surrounded by a lot of really good people. And although sometimes it may feel lonely or heavy at the top, that's not the case because you've got a lot of really good people that are surrounding you that want to make this place better too. And at a place like Austin Peay with the leadership of President Licari and Clarksville, Montgomery County with some great leaderships in the community, you're surrounded by people that want to make this place better. And what's special about being a gov is that you're never alone. So is it a lesson? Maybe, but really just a realization that this place is different. It is special, and we are all in this together. And that's been cool for me to see.
It is, and it's true, and it's been great. I know a lot of us have been here. I know in this room we have a few folks who've been here a while. I'm an undergrad as well from the 90s, not going to say when. And the time, the pride in our athletics was not probably where it is now. Mm-hmm. And it's been great to see that kind of evolve and change. Have you noticed that as well? Seeing kind of how it's the momentum that's building and some kind of again, pride is part of it, care and that compassion and concern. What else do you think has kind of helped us reach to that point where we are now, where we really have some like, hey, I'm going to wear my gov's, gear and be, people like, oh yeah, I went to that school too. What do you think's been part of that, that slow build and growing of pride and again, care and into what we have in our athletics department?
Yeah, it's funny you bring this up. A few weeks ago, my wife and I had, one of those lazy Sundays, so to speak, and we were running errands, Lowe's and the grocery store and Miss Lucille's, what have you, and the amount of gov magnets and stickers on cars and people wearing Austin Peay gear, it really did feel like an unmatched, unprecedented momentum that we've never had before. And I think a huge part of that is first and foremost success, right? We've got to be good on the fields, courts, etc., because winning matters, and that's a good experience for a lot of people. On top of that, right, getting our student athletes and our staffs out in the community more, being more engrossed and heavily involved in the community matters. But then when we get people to campus or around our student athletes, giving them a first-class experience. We don't want you to come to a football or basketball, lacrosse game, and we may win, but you have a bad experience. So we want you to be engaged. We want you to have fun. We want it to be a family atmosphere, and we want to celebrate this all together. So focusing on those areas of impact, I think, is what is continuing to grow our success and momentum.
Great. And then kind of a follow-up to that, we have in Clarksville, as you know, a really huge community of people from all over the world.
Right.
So how can we make it a universal experience for everybody? Obviously, you talk about, making it fun is a big key part of it. What are some other things that you all strive to do as well to kind of get everybody, no matter where they're from or what they do or what they think about athletics, maybe from their home country, to help them here?
Yeah, I think just one, fun, right? But then providing relationships and experiences where people feel comfortable. Clarksville is a new place to a lot of people constantly, right? It's a very transient town, especially with Fort Campbell. So providing experiences in which you feel comfortable, you feel like you're amongst friends and family, while also winning and having affordability and all those things associated with it. So not just creating a cookie cutter mentality of, okay, this is how we can be successful, is, okay, how do we tailor this for the families of four? How do we tailor this for single soldiers? And how do we tailor this for people that decided to retire in Clarksville, Montgomery County? And as we continue to look at that and hammer that out, we try to be creative and justify for each and every one of those groups.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea to think about, again, all the different folks from different walks of life, age groups as well.
Right.
So that's very important for sure. Now, we've talked about a lot of things.
Yeah.
What did we not talk about yet that you want to make sure you share with everybody who's watching and listening?
I think the big thing is we say all the time it's a great time to be a Gov. We used to say it's a great day. Now we say it's a great time because day to day that does not change. This is really special that's happening right now. And we would argue that it is possibly the best time that it has ever been to be a Gov, right? Record enrollment, winning at levels we've never won at before, brand new buildings, programs getting launched, great partnerships. So something I said in my press conference that I want to make sure is never remissed is we encourage people to get off the sidelines and come get in the game with us. This is a special time. It's a special place and a special community, and we want everyone to be a part of that. So we just invite people to come be a part of that. To no specific level, but just come join it, come be a part of it, and come celebrate with us.
Yeah, no, wonderful. And there's lots of places they can support now, right? We got F&M.
Yeah.
And have you noticed how many more people are downtown again
Right.
as well? How do you think that's going to help, maybe as a side effect, maybe help give a little boost to the downtown, folks there who are, like, oh, I'm going to go
Right.
to the restaurants after we're done
Yeah.
with the game and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's the rising tides raises all ships, right? If we've got an event that's basketball, right, it's going to draw 4,000 people tomorrow night. They have to go eat somewhere. They have to park somewhere. They have to be downtown, and that's great for all the local businesses around us because they're all great partners of us. If people are eating downtown and they realize we have a game, yes, we want them to come be a part of that. So the more that we can just partner and spread the good news across all of Montgomery County, Clarksville, then it's better for all of us.
Definitely is. Great. Jordan, thank you so much for
Yeah.
stopping by and again, taking the time to share with us the great thing that is Austin Peay's athletics that's growing by leaps and bounds. We thank you so much.
No, thank you so much.
And I'm Micah Terrell with 91.9 Public Affairs and APSU-TV.